You might not be able to tell at first glance, but right here at the end of Pine Estates Drive in West Bloomfield housed a historic camp from the Girls Friendly Society known as Holiday House. And this past Thursday, the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society honored Holiday House with a historical plaque and marker, teaching everyone around the area just how much history lies right outside their window.
It is part of the Motor Cities National Heritage Area. It's a sign that they call the Wayside Exhibits. They're throughout southeast Michigan. They celebrate automotive history and automotive labor history. And this property that we're on today is a former camp that was largely supported by Henry and Clara Ford, which is what qualifies this sign that we're going to unveil today as being part of the Motor Cities area.
So it was a camp. It was for women who worked in Detroit, and it was run by the Girls Friendly Society. I'm wearing a pin from the group. The group first started in the 1890s or so in England, and then it morphed into the United States. The idea was to support women who were working, who needed a respite from the trials and tribulations of working far from home in a city, to support retail. And so that's what it was for, and it was deemed important to support women at that time. The project started a couple of years ago, and it's quite a process to go through. We submitted the application, Ron did, and then we got a grant for it. He collected his materials and then submitted them for graphic design and production, and then when the sign arrived, he had to get it in the ground. And so that's been done, and now we can celebrate that it's here and part of this program.
Why is it so important for people to honor historic places such as this, even when they're no longer here?
Well, it's important because the Motor Cities National Heritage Area commemorates all of our automotive history in southeast Michigan, and it's part of that story. So it's another side of the story. It's a story that includes women, which is not that common in the story, like Rosie the Riveter does. But that's another reason it's as important, because of the women's role.
We benefit by knowing our past and where we came from and what life was like then. And it informs us today as we move forward into the future. And, you know, we're not the first people who live here. I mean, we all know that in our head, but when you hear the stories of what was here before, I think that's really helpful to inform, give you a greater appreciation of where you live.
So much history to be learned and to be honored in our community, as you never know the kind of stories that are ready to be told and the kind of lessons that you can learn along the way. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaf.